Hey, welcome, skippers. What's going on? Mystery Snail, Bobby from Michigan, Bobby. And welcome to StreamYard on YouTube. I'm trying to catch up doing the new stuff in the shrimp room. You guys are seeing this over here. There's actually a tank missing there. I'll show you the new tank over here. I don't think it's not in the camera yet, but we actually we're updating everything. The tanks that need help with the algae, we're getting rid of the algae. I was about to start a stream. LOL. I just got home from work. Um, Me and Luke went. I took Luke to work with me today. Um, Lunatic friends, and I had to go do two showers, the glass and two showers in Ann Arbor. So he went with me today. Um, Went to hang out with Dad, and you trying to add me on Facebook, Skipper? He went to hang out, so we went and did that, and had a good time. But I just got home, and I got to do some tanks, so I figured I'd come on here. No one was streaming, so you know how we do here. If no one's streaming and we want to stream, we getting up in that stream. So what's up? What's up, lunatic? So there's not many shrimp streams out there, so I try to fill the gaps. Yes, I will. Oh. So I'm gonna just start. You want to start streaming, Skipper? Go ahead. It don't matter to me. I mean, I like that you're on here, but if you got something to talk about, go ahead, do what you do. I don't stop nobody. It doesn't. I'll be okay, but I appreciate you coming in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking this apart. Does that look really bright? I don't know if without my glasses on, it looks like it's a little hazy. Let me see if I can change that. But let me see. This might do it. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Cut the light down a little bit. Yeah, these tanks that have this bad hair algae, it's cleaning them now. So I've reset everything in the shrimp room. I got my fish tanks going. I got a bunch of stuff going. So now, I'm going through here trying to get stuff. What's happening? Trying to get stuff, caught up and everything I need to do. The big issue that I'm finding out on these, it's been pouring over here. The thing I've been finding out on these filters is they're so darn disgusting. So I'm cleaning them out as I go, scrubbing them out, putting them back in so they have a better flow rate. And we'll go from there. Fishmon 64. Yeah, Skipper, you want to stream, Skipper? Do what you got to do, dude. I'm no one to stop you. I'm just a shrimp guy. You're a fish guy, so get in where you fit in. What's this? Oh. Thanks. Do you want your check today? I can issue now and mail it. Or let you pick it up. Mail it. So yeah, I'm not one to complain about it. That's just how it is. People need to stream. They need to stream. Look, it's fun to stream. So, don't not stream. Pumpkin King, don't not stream because somebody else is streaming. I mean, I don't want to hold up your fun and, talking to all your subscribers and stuff. Shoot. It's the thing is Phone's going bonkers. Tomorrow there's Luke's got Luke has a Halloween party that we got to go to. So I'm trying to get stuff in today that, for tomorrow. Skipper, what's up, Pimpin'? What's up, Pennsylvania?
No, I was just going to start one because nobody else was. That's all it was. I wasn't worried about it.
Oh, okay. No, that's what I'm saying. If that's something, if you want to hop on, it's I'm good.
I was just pretty much going to do what you did. I'm fine. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm just hold on. I'm just seeing it. Sounds like the volume's a little low on my side. Probably is. There's always something, It's always something. Mic volume. My mic volume's good. It's I'm sure everything's fine. So how you been, buddy?
Oh, I've been pretty good.
Yeah.
It's my Friday. I just got off work myself. And I'm just going to start a stream because I just got to figure out. I got so much to do this weekend.
Right. Yeah, we're doing a thing with Luke tomorrow for Halloween. So my brother's going to be here to take care of my mother, but we're going to be gone until midnight. So I won't be streaming at all tomorrow.
Ooh, wow.
And we went and did the glass, went and installed some glass in these bathrooms in the housing for U of M students. And we're home now. So I'm like, well, I want to get a couple of these tanks done before, I call it a day. Because redoing the room like I have, it's, everything's coming along pretty good. So let me change this camera. Let me see if I can change the camera. I should be able to.
Well, if you change the...
There we go.
Oh, I thought you were going to for your tanks or whatever.
No, I got the computer camera up on an arm. I mean, the web, the HD cam. But, so this whole wall over here, this thing's getting a makeover. So, like the bottom, there's a couple tanks there, a Pleco breeder tank here that I kind of put together. So all my breeders now are in there. They're grow out. But these two tanks are going to be moved. And then that tank over there is a Shelly tank. So these tanks here, there's 4 shrimp tanks. I'm going to move. I need 1 for up top. So I'm going to move 3 over, and then I'm going to move that Shelly tank up, and then 1 of these up. So it'll be a Shelly, 4 shrimp, and a Shelly. And then I'm going to try to keep just the bottom open for grow outs.
Oh, okay.
Just for the plecos. Because, they like it cool. So I don't have to worry about heating or getting them hot or anything like that. And then over here, everything's staying the same. The only thing I did was, I can't see it, the 2 5-gallons that I had there. This was a 5-gallon, and I made it a 10 because it was housing the real expensive boas and snowflakes, the babies. So what I did is I took 2 of the Caradina tanks, put the substrate in 1, washed it out really good, rinsed it out. Didn't clean the tank at all because, you don't want to get rid of the algae. Clean the filter, put it all back together, put super clean some wash tan in there, drop the shrimp in. Everything's $1 million today. You can get around so much stuff, everything's already cycled. All I did is rinse out all the poop. It's like siphoning, But then this one is the green grilly tank. So I got to see how they're doing. The babies are just now starting. I thought I seen an orange one. If it is, I don't know what I'm going to do. They're not breeding true. They were sent to me to work on. But so we'll see what comes up with that. But yeah, just everything is I need to get it to where it's like this wall and only a little bit on the other wall because it's starting to become too much with having to work. I don't want to come home and spend my whole weekend change the water on a, Well, fish you can go way faster.
Shrimp,
You can drain it, put it in there, go, 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 go. This, all the carabiners, I gotta run water. It takes 3.5 hours to fill one tank up. Then I gotta go, salt it, remineralize it, and then pump it through my 1/4-inch line and wait for it to fill these tanks up slowly, And so that's why I was like, because my wife said she can help. I mean, if I only have one wall, and she can help if things aren't complicated on what gets what, and, so it's I'm just trying to break it down to make my life 10 times simpler,
Well, you got to with what you do, like breeding and selling. So you got
yeah. Well, that's why I brought the Shelleys in, because I don't know, they're just so addicting. I want to breed and sell those. The Plecos, of course, I've been breeding and selling those for a long, long time. And now I have the super red, longfin super reds that I got from Aquatic Arts when I won a $100 gift card at Aquashella. I used that because they went 50% off. I was like, shoot, a $32 Pleco, 50% off. Yeah, that's up my alley. So we got I don't know, 5, 6. Oh, the 6-pack. We bought the 6-pack. So all I need is one female. That's it.
That's all, man.
Yeah. But
I'm about to start working on my fish room also. I did get the walls painted. I'm gonna run some electrical. Then I'm also going to be redoing my kitchen and my bathroom here next week, and I got to get so much stuff prepped, so much stuff moved that it's just nuts. Everything I do.
Well, that's like I got to finish wrapping these walls. I got this. It's tile sheets. They're 3 foot 2 inches wide on the thinner ones, and they're 8 foot 2 inches tall. And then the wide ones are 5 foot 4 inches wide by 8 foot 2 inches tall. But they're tile and like something else to hold it together, but it's a sheet and it's for a surround in the bathrooms. You put it up and it's just like tile in the wall, but it's whole sheets. And so they were throwing it away. They had to order 3 crates of it, just get the 3 sizes to do 5 bathrooms. And each crate is 15 or each crate is 5,000 or wait. Yeah. Was it? They're $200 a piece. So yeah, they're $5,000 a box, 25 pieces. And they're missing 5 or 6 pieces out of each box. And they're like, we're throwing them away. We don't need any more. So I was like, yeah, forget that. I'll put them in. I'll take them home. So now
in the truck.
Right. So I loaded the wooden crates up and everything in my buddy's Silverado. So I'm wrapping the cinder block walls.
Yeah.
I just glue it right on there.
Yep.
Well, the thing is I can probably squeeze past this rack, but this rack here, I have to take all 30 tanks down, drain them halfway, take this rack apart, get it away, wrap that, and then put it all back up and put all the tanks on and start filling them slowly, a few a day. But that's the only way that I can get it done. Then I can worry about doing the rest of the basement over there. But I want to get it done before, it's so humid right now. I really don't want to jump into it because of this humidity. Yeah. We got the windows open. You can't turn the air on. Hell, it's 71 degrees, outside. We get to turn on 68. So
that's
we got
we're
fans
dealing with here too.
Yeah, we got fans running everywhere. It's pouring rain outside. That's all you can do is just lots of fans and be miserable for a while, but that's why I'm only doing tank work right now, even though I'm draining them, filling them back up. It's understandable, but it gives me something to do. I don't want to wait till the day I have to move it and then decide to clean them up then, so
you're right.
I'm just trying to get a jump on things right now.
You had Patty show up in Chevy Fish. How you doing?
Patty. I like that. What is that? Patty's funny. I don't. What is that? What's his name? 2000.
Oh, Stephen P.
Stephen P. Yeah, how he. I about pissed myself when he played that Patty's here thing. Oh my god, dude! I about died.
It's funny because that all started with her doing her little video before Keystone Clash.
Yeah.
And then whenever she came to Keystone Clash, it was game on. We had fun. It was great.
Yeah, it was, I saw that and I was like, I don't know what did or why that's there, but that's hilarious. Chevy Fish. Yeah, that is hilarious.
Finally, well, what it comes down to is everybody never knew what she looked like, whatever, who she was, just the, in the chat. And then when she did that, Stephen P just ran with it. Degenerate did, we all.
What did she do first though?
Well, she did a video of pretty much saying, "Oh, you got to watch it. It's funny." Her video is funny, and then whenever we all got down to Keystone Clash, we just all had a good time meeting everybody, and she said made her regret it for sure. She's a good sport. It's great.
Yeah, she's always been great to have on here. We love that she's here. But what was it? Did I see a picture of her recently? Somebody had a picture of her or something? Because that's the thing. That's the funny thing is, it's kind of like, some new thing that they'd have on TikTok, even though I've never watched TikTok. But it's like, where's Patty? Who's Patty? What is no one knows what she looks like. No one knows where she lives, but everyone's searching for her. It's kind of like what's that thing where the kids go Yu-Gi-Oh? Not Yu-Gi-Oh, where they go chase that little thing around.
Oh yeah, like geocache and stuff like that.
Something where they go to places and they're all there. Pokemon,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's kind of like Pokemon because everybody's like, "Where's Patty?" And people are all around the world, the globe, and they're going around, "Hey, are you Patty? Are you Patty?" And they're like, "No." Or they find somebody whose name is Patty, and "Oh, we found her. You're Patty." No, I'm not the Patty you're looking for.
So it's funny. I think it was the night that we were doing. Jennifer Williams was doing her. She was doing an aquascape, and Susie Q was streaming it. Well, I told Patty, I said, "Hey, come here." I said, "Lisa needs to talk to you. You need to bend down in between Susie Q and Lisa. She has something to tell you." Bam, I got her on screen.
So everybody can see her?
Yeah. And then the Saturday night we had "Hey, what's up, Jason Degenerate?" Speaking of, when we was all outside hanging out, Rico Stan started doing a stream. And I was like, "Oh crap!" I said, "Pam's doing one. I'm supposed to be up there, Punchy Paints." So I got up on hers, and we just had we showed everybody, but then I made sure to let everybody know that was Patty, and Rico did it too.
We found Patty.
Yeah, she's here in Pennsylvania.
That's funny.
We
can only hide for so long.
We're gonna get you. It's fun. Like we're all like that was my first show ever going to, and a bunch of us already started planning on going down to. She said one skipper said, "Bend down." I stopped asking questions. But going down to the triple, yeah, right. Going down to the Triple Crown. So that's in Lexington, Kentucky. I don't know.
Now, how far east was the Keystone Clash?
Oh, almost by Philly. On the other
side.
That's
why I didn't go, because it takes me like 7 hours to get, like Reynoldsville, off of 80 there, just to get to Reynoldsville, Du Bois, area over there.
Yeah, because you're up in Detroit, right? So
right. So if I would, but what I'm saying is, if I would have went, I would have had to go even further. It would have been like probably a 12-hour drive, 13-hour drive.
So for me, it was a 2.5-hour drive, and I'm Central PA. And Uh, it was it was past Harrisburg. It was in between Harrisburg and Philly, pretty much Morgantown, PA. Not too far from Reading, actually, Reading, PA, which is out by Philly. So
Yeah, because I wanted to
it
go
was
back because I was like, shoot, I'll be there quick. And then I Googled it and I was like, wait a minute. Either they have the address wrong or that's way on the east side.
yeah,
I was
it
like,
was.
geez, I might as well just go to New York and hang out. I mean, what the hell?
Well, yeah, because it's not too far from New York.
Yeah. Because I've been wanting to go to Flip Aquatics because my son is about an hour, little over an hour from Flip because he's in Pittsburgh. He's on the Pittsburgh side, but right on the Ohio border. And I was thinking, I could do like stop everywhere, go to Flip,
Oh yeah,
go
yeah.
to the Keystone class and come see my son. And then when I see where it was, I was like, shit, I better take a week off. Jeez Louise. But
the thing about the Lexington one, it's going to be 6 hours for me. From my because I'm Central PA, and a bunch of other people that want to go will probably be about 12 for them. Like some people from New York and Jersey. But that's going to be a once in a lifetime chance because you're gonna have the ACA, you're gonna have the cichlid live bear. Oh man, cichlid live bear. I forget the two others. I'm having a brain. Oh, it's right in front of me too. I can tell you.
my fish tanks.
But it's just
it'd be really cool is if they had it in like a better month, and then like rent like a campground where a campground area where we could camp, go fishing and stuff, and go to the to actually make a weekend about it. Not go, gosh, we got to drive 12 hours just to go do this, drive out 12 hours back. But if you could actually go somewhere,
actually,
camp.
I looked into a little bit with down there at Lexington, for instance. There's actually quite a bit to do around there.
That's what I'm saying. Right. But I mean, who's not up for camping if you're into the hobby? I mean, fish, go to the show, and it's like
I'd have pulled my camper down for that.
Yeah, but I shoot. Growing up in the hills there, I never even used a tent. I remember laying in front of the fire, and you just look, and you got daddy longlegs crawling over you all day, and you're like, why are they? They want to get to the fire, and the tree frogs falling on your head. But growing up in Pennsylvania, I didn't have a tent or nothing. So, I mean, we even used a crick as a cooler, keep all our pop and everything down in the creek and stuff. But But yeah, I mean that'd be cool to set up, set up a area, rent and be able to go fishing, have tents and campsite and fire, bonfires and have a couple beers. And
I actually know a place here in the state of Pennsylvania, not too far from my house. It's called Lake Racetown. They have a conference center that you could set something like that up in there, like a fish show with speakers, and you could do the whole works here. And they got a campground.
Yeah, because it's way cheaper than renting a room. Sometimes them hotels are expensive, $170 a night. I'd rather rough it for free. Or if there's going to be, a bunch of people, everyone just goes in for $20 to rent the area, and you show up and just wherever you stop your car, that's where you're going to be sleeping, I mean, think about it. How cool would that be? A couple hundred of us outside with fire going and having drinks and, not having to worry about rooms and,
If there would be a way to because with the campsites that at this campground, you could put some tents up on it.
Yeah.
So, like, you could do that. Of course, me, I'd have my camper.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm
that.
saying for people that got them
Uh-huh.
and people that don't. But Degenerate said tents are for wussies, and then he learned that he's a wussy. He went camping and realized he's a wussy. He needs a tent.
I did that shit whenever I was in the Army basic training. I'm done with that.
Oh, yeah.
Sleeping in a foxhole in FTX training. I'm good. Them days are long gone.
Yeah, well, that's like, when we would camp, like cooking food, you didn't bring pots and pans and stuff. So we would just dig a hole out in the ashes and take your can and cut it open and then put tinfoil or lead the top, and then you just slide it in, push the coals all around it, and then wait about 2 minutes and dig it out and pull that sucker. Oh, man. Cream corn and beans and, your hot dogs on a stick. Hey, that's why we really don't get sick. You know how many hot dogs I ate that were in the dirt? My cousins I'm like, I'm not eating that. They're like, the hell you ain't. I'm like, there's dirt on it. They go, not anymore here. And I'd be all crunchy. And
we didn't waste food when we were kids.
No,
we were told to eat it. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. And the thing is, whenever I camp, we eat good. It ain't just your basic stuff. I'll do a shrimp boil and everything else. I don't mess around. We eat good.
Yeah.
Because I'm there to camp and have a good time, eat some good food, and just enjoy yourself and relax. And that would be great, because I could figure out a way, like if we could get like somebody to come in and do that, like some like ACA or whatever, some fish club that would be willing to do it. But the way I would have to do it is we couldn't do it this year. It'd have to be like next year.
Right, that's it. Right.
I could get it to where we could block out an area in the campground.
Yeah.
And have all our campers there, and that's where we would camp.
Yeah, because think about it this way. It'd have to be kind of hush-hush, because if not, I mean, look at all the people that show up just for Aquashella to meet people. I mean, if they found out, oh, yeah, YouTubers, all the, Fish Tube, YouTube, everybody's going to be at this campground. Holy heck, that place would be packed. They'd be able to charge a cover.
Listen, it would bring so much money to that place. It'd be great. It'd be like a mini Woodstock, but it'd be fish.
Right. I mean, I'm serious. If you had Lucas and just everybody there, I mean, especially if you get I see Corey go out in the rough of things. So, if you got all the, bunch of big name people out there and people were invited, holy heck, that place would be swamped.
Patty's like, what is Skipper talking about? Brainstorming. Because I've actually thought about it. It's funny you brought that up, because it was a couple years ago I thought about it. I was like, I wonder if there's a way to get like a fish convention closer to home and out in the sticks. The hell with the city. You know what I mean?
Right. A lot of people don't know about, I tell people about Pennsylvania, how nice it is, and they don't. Some are kind of like dumbfounded at how nice places can be, because they're used to city or cities that have, like large parks and stuff. And I'm like, you just don't understand, to be able to be, let's say 10, 12 miles away from any town. You're just out in the middle of nowhere, any town, that's what you call comforting. You don't have to worry about, neighbors and this and that. And, it's just you and nature, and it's incredible.
Okay. The funny thing is at this lake where the campground is, you're a good 15 minutes away from a town to like go to Walmart shopping for food and everything, get your supplies or whatnot. But the beer distributor ain't that far away.
Hey, where you're at, do they sell beer at stores, or do you still have a depot?
We still have the depots now. The
See, a
beers,
lot of people don't even know about that.
yeah,
They don't
the
even know
beers,
that beer sold hot in a store and just sitting on a floor, and gas station. You can't go into it like a liquor store.
So we still have the state stores. I don't ever see that going away. I don't ever see, like, you go outside the state line, you go to freaking Sam's Club and they're selling handles. They ain't gonna do that here. You know what I mean? That blew my mind whenever I went to the military and I left Pennsylvania, and then I was old enough to drink. I went into Sam's Club. I was like, oh my, I'm in heaven. I ain't got to go through all this red tape to get liquor or even just beer.
Right.
But yeah, here you still have to go to beer distributor, but some of the gas stations now is changing to where they in grocery stores, and what Degenerate's saying is they're allowed to sell 6-packs, but they can only sell 12 beers at a time per customer.
Oh, and that's another thing is, Pennsylvania has a carryout license. No place around here. I mean, I remember I'd go into the bar, buy quarts, turn around, put them in the car, go back in, get more. You can only take so many out at a time. Go ahead, hey, I need 2 quarts. Back to the car.
Yeah, and it's fun. It just reminded me of something. There's a bar here in town that they had it to where you could buy a 6-pack of Pounders, take them home with you. And that you're right, that was a special license, and a lot of people didn't want to do it because of the insurance for it. But now, like the OIP, a pizza place, is selling 6-packs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's in Reynoldsville there. I remember even, I'm big. So when I was 19, I was big. So I go into the bar there, go shoot pool and stuff with cousins and everything. They just serve you. They didn't care. And then we'd go to leave and just load it up in your car. And I mean, you're leaving wasted to go get wasted, and there wasn't, there's one cop in the whole town, there's no drunk drivings. Unless you're at Clearfield or Du Bois or something, you ain't, who's going to get you?
Nowadays, it's totally different.
Yeah.
They got them. But for real, that's only really bad on the holiday weekends. And that's like the next one will be Thanksgiving because everybody's coming from somewhere.
Right.
And Christmas, they set up them checkpoints. Especially December, they'll do it because of the Christmas parties. But other than that, it's not that bad. Well, hell, Keystone Clash, I was drinking. My hotel was a half mile down the road. I went there, didn't see one cop, thank God. But, yeah, you're right.
Oh, I could buy it. Oh, yeah, Chicago, hard liquor at the gas station. Well, they don't, wait a minute. Yeah, you can, party stores. We got party stores here on every corner. Yeah, you can buy booze at the gas. You can buy beer at the gas station, booze at the gas station, CBD. The gas station sells everything. If it's bad for your health, they sell it. Pills.
I remember doing my travels from South Dakota to home on my leave. Whenever I took leave, get them fried gizzards, boy, out west. Oh man, I loved it.
Oh yeah, gas stations. Gas stations and party stores around here. They sell everything. You can eat from gassing up and oiling your car to eating to dang near getting a shower. To drinking anything. It's things are so far advanced anymore. It's it's sad to see a lot of times that so many businesses go out of business because of all this stuff. Now there are no specialty stores anymore. Everything, you go to a gas station, they sell roll-up cigarettes, packs of cigarettes, like I said, CBD oil, cigars, stuff to roll your own, cigar papers, beer, alcohol, oil, candy, food, everything's in there. It might not taste like going to a restaurant, but it's not like the old days when you had to go to 4 different stores just to to get your shopping done for the day. Now you can just hit the gas station or the party store,
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. That's how it
Oh,
is.
but then there's like 783 scratch off tickets too. So any scratch off ticket you could think of is dangling across the window when you're in there and all through the counter. And, hey, you ever see these commercials these days? All it is about gambling. And then once the commercial's done, it says, if you have an addiction to gambling, let us know and sign up for our Gamblers Anonymous to get help.
It started here in Pennsylvania too, because they're on the online gambling.
Yeah, the online. Yeah,
I forget the name of that one. Anyways, but yeah,
the betting on sports and everything, sports books.
FanDuel.
Yeah, no, they put it all over. Hey, we want you to bet, but if you have a problem, contact us and we'll help you. Do you spend all your bill money? Does your wife always wonder where the money is for the groceries? You wonder why you have to call Uber because there's no gas in your car? If you have a gambling problem, call us. But we're running a special right now. If you want to play online slots for $99.99, we'll double that money.
I know it's funny, because we actually just started getting casinos in Pennsylvania.
And Pennsylvania is bad. You know how it is. You know how bad it is at a bowling alley when they play little lottery or something, and how everybody goes crazy, all them old people, or any bingo in Pennsylvania. Now you're gonna give them gambling. I mean, you took away the coal mining. Now you're gonna. It's like the government just goes where people suffer, and they put alcohol and gambling. It's like, let's take everything that they got, and legalize drugs. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get them high, drunk, and broke. And then we'll just leave town.
Oh, man. If they ever start legalizing the hard drugs, it's a game over.
I know, bro. I know. Dude, hey, you should see it here. Drive downtown. Oh, my gosh. Where we just went today, U of M, Ann Arbor's, the big, huge college town. It's people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on their kids' schooling and stuff. And now you drive down there, they're homeless, standing there smoking cigarettes, not even begging. They're just standing there waiting for somebody to give them money. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's getting rough.
I've been through Chicago. I've seen it. It's bad.
Yeah, Chicago's worse than Detroit. But still, I mean, it's bad all over. But
there's one part of Philadelphia, I forget the name of it. They actually named this street or this section. It's really bad with drugs. They're finding needles everywhere.
Yeah.
Then you got these people going down and giving clean needles out. Like how are you helping them? You're promoting them to do it
for sure. But that's the thing people don't see it when they sneak in. It's not that the people in your town are bad. It's the people that are sneaking in, to give society everything to make them that way. People that are down on their luck and going through hard times will take anything to make them feel better.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, seriously, go by your buddy's house if he's had a bad week or, if he got laid off. He's probably sitting there drinking a beer because he's contemplating what to do next. Well, who doesn't want to go out, drink, and go gamble? Hey, that's a blast. Let's go get wrecked and pull some slots. Yeah, and then go home and go, now I can't even eat.
You go to a casino, and you're sitting there at the slots, because I did it when I was in Vegas. The quickest way to get drunk and the cheapest way is to sit at the penny slots and just tip the waitress $1 here and there, and you're gonna get drunk. So, it's I know.
Right. But they feed you no matter what. And they always say, what is it, like 90 some percent of everyone that wins gives it right back. That's like if you win that, oh, well, hey, we'll comp you a room. Because they want you to stay there and play until you lose it all back. They don't want to give no money to nobody. But
You just
you know,
gotta know
I've
how
done
to
my
play
fair
that.
share of gambling, you know, the slots and everything, you know, because we got a lot of casinos here now in Detroit. It's just you know, I sat down at the Texas Hold'em tables, and it's just like, you know, you could do it all day long. You could do really good at it, you know, but it's just
I was going to do that when I was down in Vegas because whenever I was in the military, our trailer court that a bunch of us were renting the trailers at, we would get together on the weekends and we'd have hold'em tournaments. And I was like, man, it was a blast. So I'm gonna go to Vegas because I did a TDY down there to Nellis Air Force Base. I went up to these tables and I looked at these hold'em tables. I said, that does not look like fun at all. I did it for the enjoyment of, you know, the camaraderie with your buddies,
right.
the people that you worked with. It was a lot funner than it would be to sit there. It's like a freaking job. Them people are so
Yeah.
serious.
Right.
Like, oh no, I can't do that.
And the bad thing is most of the time, if you sit down with $100, most of those people at those tables, they want to be the next Phil Hellmuth, the next big millionaire. So those guys, you know, a lot of them, I mean, at least here, every time I'd sit down, they all know each other and they're all like store owners. They own party stores and this store and that store. So they're not coming with $100. So if you sit down and you got, you know, a pair of aces and you're like, ooh, I'm killing it. Or you got two pair and you're like, yeah, I'm going. Hey, you're not scaring those guys off, especially if, you know, they got $20,000. You better pay to get them to fold. And it's hard, you know, and you're like, God, they got me again with 3 deuces or something, you know, and it's like, I hate you.
You ain't faking that, man. You better have something.
Right. But that's the thing is, you know, if you're just going to gamble and goof off, play a slot. But if you're going, I mean, if you want to play cards and stuff, you might as well stay home. Patrick Hardy, Jimmy P.
Petro Man,
yeah.
Oh, I got to meet Color Guppies also. He's a pretty cool dude.
Oh, that's a cool name, Colored Guppies.
Or Color Guppies, I'm sorry.
Colored Guppies?
I always say colored when I see his name.
Wonder why. Oh, yeah, there it is. Colored Guppies, welcome. You can get kidneys at the gas station here. Oh, that's hot. Yeah, you can get anything you want in Detroit at a gas station. You can get robbed, stabbed, shot.
Yeah.
They'll steal your car.
While you're still sitting in it.
For sure. Oh, they do it all the time. I've watched it literally on because we have they're called like green cameras or something. You have to pay to be a part of this society of businesses that have cameras that are being watched by the police. So, you know, if something happens, it's viewed, you know, they see it all, you know, and they show it like on the news where people get robbed, you know, and somebody will run up to the car, tell you get out, they hop in, drive away. It's like, man, you know, there's sometimes around here they say, don't stop, just roll slow through the stop signs because that's where they get you.
It's
if
funny.
you come to a stop, they'll get you.
They said that down whenever I went I'll never forget this. And then I witnessed it after they told me the briefing. Well, you know, you're in the military, you get to a new place and you're playing war, right? And you got to go through this safety briefing. So they tell you everything about Vegas, where to go, where not to go. And they said, well, if you get down these, like, I think it was like single lettered streets, that's where the hookers work with the carjackers. And I ended up getting turned around whenever I was down, and I went down one of them damn streets, and I noticed the street sign. And I had people in the car with me. And I get up to the stop sign. I didn't stop. I kept going. They're like, what are you doing? I said, what the hell? You didn't pay attention to what they were telling us? I ain't getting jacked up down here in Vegas, and I sure the hell ain't getting buried out in the desert. So they ain't getting me. Oh, man, yeah, it's crazy. I've seen, no, I'm good.
Yeah, it's here in Lake Chicago. It's like the movies. I mean, you go downtown, you go right outside the city, where the bright lights are, and that's where the drums will have the fires going in them, and people are standing around them, and it's real sketch areas to go to, and that's why I mean I don't take the family to football, baseball, hockey. I don't go to any of that. I mean, unless we go with a large crowd, I mean, they report all the time people get mugged, going back to their car from seeing the Lions play, because the parking lots are so far away and they're off the beaten path. So they charge you like $25 to park there. And then once the little lot's full, they leave. They're gone. You keep your car and everything. You can park it in there and then walk. You're walking like 6-7 blocks. And then they leave. Once their lot's full, they take off. And then you come back and it's all, you better watch your own back. It's not the best thing in the world.
Patrick Hardy says he owes me a beer, and I'm trying.
I just saw that.
I never met the fellow, but all right.
SC Catahoula's, but it depends on what brand.
No, not where I'm from. If it's free, it's good.
Hey, do you drink Genesee?
I have.
I used to drink that in Pennsylvania. That's why I started drinking when I was a kid. Genesee. And now I couldn't chew. I tried Skoal, Copenhagen. Man, it make my stomach turn. So my cousin used to eat or chew. God, it tasted like candy. It was like,
the leaf.
It was in a can.
Oh,
but it was really sweet, and that's because you weren't cool unless you chewed.
Well, since back, I'm 39, so 20. Wow, boy, it really tells your age when you're trying to think what you did when you was a kid. So about 20 some years ago, they had Skoal actually had it where they had flavored pouches with tobacco.
Oh yeah, pouches, yeah.
And there was cherry and all these other ones. That's what I tried. And I'll never forget it because we were fishing. And my buddy was like, here, try this. I'm like, all right, it's in a pouch. It won't get through my teeth. I almost fell in the damn creek. Because you get that nicotine high.
Oh, yeah, the woozy.
Boy, I damn near fell in that creek and went for a swim.
Oh, man. The woozies are bad. That's what I'm saying. He's just smelling that. Oh, but it's like my one uncle, he died from, well, they almost all died from, it was cancer in some way, but it was all the coal mine dust,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they'd come home. It was when I was a kid, I thought all my family members belonged to the, long-haired 80s big bands and stuff, rock and roll bands, because they all came home with black powder in the edge of their eyes, from the coal mines. It would go in there like makeup. And I was like, and they all got long hair and stuff. I was like, wow, my cousins are big time rockers, but it's all that coal dust that's killing them, And my other uncle was getting shots in his stomach. He had gotten rabies, got bit by something at the mines, and things were rough back then, It was like, dang. And I look at these days and go, wow, things are rough. And I'm like, no, they're nowhere near as bad as they were for, other people.
No, how do you say it? Learjet?
Learjet? Yeah. Learjet?
I
can't stay long. Leah can never stay. Got lots to go today.
The history of this town that I live in is actually was a railroad town because of the coal mines up in the mountains. Well, I think it was like about 3-4 years ago, they opened that coal mine back up.
See, Trump was supposed to open all your mines back up there and get people going again. Because my cousin worked for Greenwich.
Well, they did. They actually did get a bunch of them started up, and then of course, this idiot took it out from under him. But this one guy, I don't know how he's doing it up in the mountain. This one mine, he's still able to do it. He's still hauling coal out. But it's probably, they probably got a restriction on like how much you can do, or I'm sure there's some kind of way just to try to screw the company over. And that poor guy's probably doing everything himself.
Oh yeah, New Local Austin, Stephen P. 2003. Yeah, it was something. I remember shoveling it when I was just a little guy because my aunt, we had, I don't know how, we had a regular furnace, but my aunt across the street, because there's only 3 houses right by us. Then my aunt across the street, she used to get 10-ton dumped outside. She didn't have a basement. She just had a foundation with a big hole underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a wooden door. You open up the door and you shovel that 10-ton in there. And then there was a stairwell. There's about maybe 14 inches wide. You had to go down, kind of shimmy sideways all the way down into that hole where the boiler was at, or, you know, for the coal. And she'd go down there and stoke that boiler down there and get it going. But yeah, we shoveled it every year for her. So every time it come in, truck go over there, dump it, we go shovel it in for her.
Yeah, actually, the house I'm living in, whenever I moved in, it had the framing for a coal chute. They had a window, and then the frame was there, and you could tell, and it was, the walls were stained with, you know, the coal dust or whatever. And they used to have a furnace in here that was oil, wood, and coal. Though you had the oil in case they ran out of coal and didn't have time to go get it, or if you ran out of wood.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They still have them. One of the biggest things that started happening around here I'd say about 10 years ago was outside wood burners. It went berserk around here in Pennsylvania. You could burn anything. You put a freaking big billet in there about, I don't know, we'll say about 2 foot, and just stack them in there. It could be pine. It could be anything. They burn it and heat your house and everything. It's what a lot of people use around here now too.
Wow. Yeah, because I remember now that's the only house left that I know of. I don't know if the neighbor's house is still there, but my aunt's house, it's now owned. Everyone's passed away except my cousin's daughter. She has it now, but it still has the metal grates that when you go get the coal going, I remember everyone would pick a grate and stand on it, because all it does is the heat comes up, it comes through that grate, and then it goes straight up the wall to the grate to go upstairs.
Yeah.
There's no fan or nothing. It's just the heat, and then the heat rises. So everyone would go stand on a grate first thing in the morning because it'd be so cold, you know, and a 2-story house, that cold go out, and everyone pick a grate. And then my aunt be down there, got the stove going, get it, you know, hot and everything, get the kitchen warm. I was like, man, I don't know how y'all do it.
That's a place I grew up in for a little while. It was a farmhouse. It was a place we moved into when we moved up from North Carolina, I think it was. It was like it had the wood furnace in the basement and just registers.
Right.
No ductwork, no nothing, just registers.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. You heated your whole basement, and then it just went up.
Right.
Yeah, I remember those days.
It was crazy. It was just some of the stuff that they did is just mind blowing.
It made you stronger, because you had to adapt and survive in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's you know, just the little things, you know, that I think about when I raise the kids and stuff. The little things that, you know, like they would do just to like stay busy. I mean, to keep their attention. You know, it wasn't like they had a place to go play games and stuff. And it was, you know, my cousin used to sit out there and he'd have coffee cans in certain spots, and he had one of those pump BB guns.
Yep.
And because he was in Vietnam, and he'd sit there and just poof, ting, you know, pump it up. And it was like, everyone had like nicer cars that worked in the mines. I mean, there's literally nothing to do. So it was fishing, you know, cutting down trees, fishing.
You just went into the woods. You just went outside. My parents, they were like, you don't come in this house till that pole light comes on.
Yeah. My parents say be home for dinner time.
Yeah.
But it was, and then I remember they'd leave the back porch. Grandma would leave the back porch light on, and you would. Now walking home, it's pitch black. I mean, it's in Pennsylvania. It's people, if no one's ever experienced it, when you're walking down a road in Pennsylvania, you're up so high, it's like you could reach out and grab a star out of the sky late at night.
Especially if you were in the mountains. Yep. Especially if you were living in the mountains.
Yeah. And so we come walking up, just to my cousin's house, you're looking at like an hour walk. That's where the nearest house was. And you come walking up, you'd see the light as you come around the bend, and you'd walk down because the house sat way back. So you walk down, and then the light was on. Well, then all of a sudden you're like, what all is that? And there'd be 1,000 moths just going like this all around that light because you're out in the middle of nowhere. And every moth from a mile around sees that light. And it's like, how do you get in the house? How do you get past it? They don't have cell phones. We still had, the party line. When you picked the phone up, you had to listen and make sure nobody else in, the area was on the phone. So it's because like it was everybody's first three numbers was 653. So if I wanted to call you, you'd be like 2024. I would be like 2026. So when you picked up the phone, you just automatically dialed 653, and then somebody just have to be like, oh, what's Skipper's number? And you look, 2074. So you were the 4 digits. That's all that separated everybody. But if you picked it up, you could literally just be quiet, listen to people talk. That's how it was. It was just a party line. But you would have to yell and have them turn the light off. Yell from way out, have them turn the light off so the bugs would die down so you could get into the house because it was bad. Oh,
yeah. And I remember that. But then they got it to where you could put like a pole light out in your yard.
Yeah.
Like on a telephone pole.
Right.
And that's what got rid of it because they all went up to that instead of the one on your porch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then we had no running water. We had a cistern. Just a concrete box in the ground next to the house. So when it rained, all the rainwater would go into it. We had no shower. We had a toilet, and that was it. So you can't drink the rainwater. So you would have to go down to the creek to go get. I don't know how the government or somebody did it, but like this stuff was hidden. If you didn't know about it, you would never, ever know for your life. But they run pipe into the mountains to get that spring water. And like these little hidden steps went down the mountain, and you could get down there. There'd be rocks and the pipe would come out. So we'd go there, or there was this guy that had property with electric fences all the way around it. But it was so old. He had concrete horse troughs that spring water would come up in. And when you had a horse, you would come up and water your horse. So we'd go there and move all the moss and muck off of it and dunk our jugs in there. And that would be what we drank and cooked with. But we'd have to go get water and then come back. So if you wanted water.
A lot of the farms that had that, they called them spring houses.
It had like a cement box and it was totally open, but then it had the trough like 10 feet away from it.
What they did like later on in time, they started building buildings around them, and they made the pits. They kept making the pits deeper. So then you would have almost kind of like like wells, what they did, but these spring houses, they would dig us out and put rock in there, to help keep it in there. And they get these buckets, just dip it in, go water your cows with it. Then you dip it and go take it to the house. Everybody had something to drink.
Right. But it was really weird because it was at the end of his road, because dirt, because this guy had, and he had the electric cow fences, so you couldn't get back there. And then when you went back there, he had this monstrous pond that was so blue. You could see, and he told us when we were young because our cousins would take us there, but he didn't allow us to do nothing. We fish every once in a while, but he said, don't jump in there that had really bad undertows.
Yeah.
It'd suck you down in there. I'm like, what the?
We actually have one of those around here where they call it the Bikini Bottom. They would go up there and people would actually jump in it and swim. So this one was big enough to where it didn't have that undertow, but it was so clear. Somebody drove a freaking vehicle into it long time ago, and you can still see it. But it's that crazy clear. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
he told us never to go in it.
And actually, who made that would have been the coal miners back in the day. I think they would.
It's beautiful. That. There's no coal around, but it's beautiful. Just yeah.
In the
grass
middle
all around it.
Yeah, in the middle of the mountain, there's a blue lake looking thing or pond or whatever, and you don't know how it got there.
Yeah,
but somebody had to build it. There's no way that thing got there on its own.
Especially to have an undertow, it sounds like it's connected to something.
Well, a drain.
Yeah, for it to do that. But
yeah, it's funny you say about that pipe. First time I seen that, I was hunting. I was with my grandfather.
Just out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. We was hunting. We was going down this logging road, and I saw this cup hanging on the limb. I did not notice the black pipe yet. I looked at my grandfather. I said, Pat. I said, what is this? And I was like 11. No, I was younger than that. I was like 10. The first time I was up there wasn't getting firewood. I said, Pap, I'll never forget. I said, what's this? He goes, a cup. I said, no kidding, Pap. I said, what's it for? He says, you don't see that pipe. And I looked closer, and I was like, okay. Like, can you explain it some more to me? He goes,
right.
That's a spring. He gets the cup, drinks it, and I'm like, what are you doing? You know. So I did it, and I was like, oh, man, it's the best water you ever had.
Right.
Oh, right straight out of the mountain because it's filled with so much through all that bedrock. Oh, it's just the greatest water ever.
Yeah. Clear
as can be. It's still there to this day.
Yeah. Because it's like when I was a kid, we didn't have a shower. So in the summertime, we used to go down to the creek and go take a bath, and I tell people all the time, you drink right out of that. And they're like, what? I'm like, it's spring water. It's literally a spring just pour into there. And, a lot of people, they just didn't understand it. But I'm still trying to figure out, I think I've asked you this before, but I can't remember. There was a fish in the streams there that we used to catch all the time. And it was really weird. It was, these days, I would say it's a catfish, but it has a regular mouth, not a catfish mouth. Mm-hmm. But I believe it was regular. Yeah, but they used to call it a mud puppy. All my cousins would call it a mud puppy. And I'm like, what is it? Like it lived underneath the rocks and stuff. But, man, they would come get your stuff all the time. You'd pull it up, take it off there, like just throw it off to the side because they hated them, because there were so many. But I can't remember what it's called. I don't know what the real name is.
So I know here in my waterways, we had the river chubs, the redfin minnows.
Yeah, they're not fish like that.
They're some kind of sucker fish. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Did it have the mouth on the bottom?
I think it was on the front. It's been a long time.
I'm going to tell you, I probably did catch that whenever I was a kid because we was all up and down the creek.
Yeah, I remember doing that when I was a kid fishing, and old timers would come up and they'd have the little bags of salted minnows. They'd have a thing. They'd have those fish eggs. They'd have the corn. And the biggest one was bread balls. And then you'd have the little old woman that lived way up in the mountains that no one even knew of, and she'd come down with jerky of the deer she killed, fresh, dry. Oh, man, she'd come down with sandwiches and everything. She'd just roll up in this old beat-up truck, and she'd sell it all. And we'd just sit there. I remember this old man got me a little package because everyone knew who I was. They knew who my family was. So they got me this thing of jerky, and I went to chew on it. They said, whoa. I said, what? They said, don't chew that. I said, what do you mean? It's just stick that in your cheek and just suck on it. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? They say, oh, you don't chew that. I'm like, really? Oh, no. So you just stick jerky in there and the flavor. It'd say just, chew a little bit, but just suck on it and get the juices and the flavors out of it. And then when you're done, yeah, you can chew it up and everything, but they thought if you just stick jerky in your mouth, just chew it up and swallow it, it was actually wasting what?
The flavor.
The flavor.
You're supposed
to enjoy it.
What she marinated it in. And actually, nowadays, if you still make your own jerky, which I do once in a while, you still should do that. And what it does is it softens the meat up, for one. Two, it's activating all the flavors in it.
Yeah.
I remember whenever I was a kid, they'd have them snuff cans that had the jerky in it.
Right.
Remember those?
Yeah.
But yeah, my pap told me that one time. It was a long time ago, and he said we was up at the camp, and one of the old timers, he brought that. And he did that to me too. I remember that now. Yeah, he goes, "No, you don't chew on that. You wait till it gets soft, but it'll get soft and it'll be fine." I'm like, man, this is. Oh, I'm thinking all these people are weird, man. Because you don't know about that stuff.
Yeah.
And oh boy, that stuff was good.
Oh yeah, but it's it's as I got older, it always, you never really paid attention to it, but it was always open season for trout. See, I love eating trout. I don't know. There's people that say they don't like trout. I don't know how you can't like trout. It's as tasty as can be. I don't know how they prepare it, but Grandma did do nothing. But we would have to clean our own fish. They make, that's how we learned. But Grandma just take that sucker, put it in a pan, get a cast iron pan, get it hot with butter, and put it in there and flip it around a few times, and the scales would come off, and you just. I remember my cousin; he'd stick his fork in there and slide the meat off the bones, and stick it in his mouth. He'd just go, I'm like it was you was at some big restaurant or something, and it was just fried in butter, But it's like, and then like deer meat. I remember they shot a deer, brought it back, and they were cleaning it in the yard. And the one guy brought in all this meat, no fat on it, and he had started this big cast iron skillet with water, and he got it really hot, and he put beer in it and all these seasonings and stuff, and he boiled, not a high boil, but he cooked the meat in all this water. He didn't fry it in the pan. I swear to gosh, to eat deer meat that's boiled instead of fried is, oh my gosh, it's a whole nother world. Whole nother world. He filled that sucker up, and when it was done, all the water was evaporated, and it was just the flavoring that was left. And he's like, Brian, try some of that. And you just bite through it, and it fell apart. And I was like, oh my gosh. I've never, and this guy had a big long beard, skinny as can be, and could drink 60 beers without getting a buzz.
Yeah.
And he was could cook food better than Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
He'd go out, sling up a deer, clean it, bring it in, cook a meal for the whole house, and it's like, you look at this dude and go, what do you do for a living? And he would just blow your mind away. He was like a biker dude, just incredible stuff, but as I grew up, you'd go fishing every year on opening day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like those old timers every year. It was like one would be missing or two would be missing. And then after a while at, opening day, they're all gone. And it's just you, mainly, maybe one other person, because no one really knows those old secret train trestles and the bridges and stuff. To this day, now that everybody's gone, no one knows of a train trestle. They're like, what's a train trestle? And it's like, man, there's a concrete wall in the middle of the woods where the creek goes through, where big trout sit, and people don't even know about that stuff no more.
No, that's the thing. Nobody wants to go into the woods hardly anymore, it seems like. Even during hunting season, it's terrible. These people sit on the edge of the wood line in a big field. It blew my mind when I saw it a couple years ago. I was driving, and it was hunting season, and I see this big orange thing on the outside of the woods. I'm like, dude, you ain't gonna get a deer that way. You get your butt into the woods and sit.
Right.
But yeah, it's all everything's totally different now. I actually started to doing stuff like canning and stuff because I found out it's healthier, cheap. It may be a little bit more expensive, but it's better for you. So and I always remember my grandmother doing it. Green beans. Oh man, I'll never forget picking green beans at her house, sitting there snapping them, and then she canned them. But that was like a 3-hour boil bath.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, man, I got to figure out a faster way to do this. Well, they got this thing called pressure cooker canner. So I started doing that again. But yeah, it's everything's just totally different.
Yeah, my grandma and my mom did berries, blackberries and raspberries, and then they make the jam. So they go outside. They had a coffee can with a hole cut on each side, and then they had like string from like the, because everything was hand sewn and made. So the rugs in the kitchen were handmade, so like strings, they had knots all in them. It went around their neck and it went in each side of the can. And they keep the can around, and then they just go pick and drop it in the can. Pick, drop it in the can. Then they come in all day long, just fill up. And then they'd, go through and pick everything off. And then, and they boil and sugar, and then they would pour the wax in it, seal it. And see, I mean, nothing. And it's like, I remember things that were taught to me. Raspberries will not grow next to blackberries. Nope. There's something in it that you cannot grow. They have to be apart from each other. So, it's like I went to the store and bought blackberries and raspberries. Didn't put them far enough apart. Now it's just blackberries growing in the back. But it's, no one does that stuff anymore, Go out to, I used to just sit out there and, just smash raspberries for an hour. Go find a blueberry patch and just sit in it. Just sit there and eat blueberries all day.
One of the best things about living in Pennsylvania is you have the Amish and the Mennonites.
Oh, yeah.
And they all still do that. But there's also a lot of people that still do it, and they just sell it or they'll give it away because they had so damn much of it because of what they planted. So we're fortunate out here to be able to go to there could be a stand alongside the road somewhere. Right. At the foot of the mountain at an intersection at a pull-off.
Right.
The dude will have a truck bed full of sweet corn. Or there'll be a stand set up, and, it's just crazy. We still have that here in Pennsylvania, which I love it. Because if you're driving, you're thinking, oh, vegetables. Oh, somebody grew that. You ain't getting that from the store.
Yeah, I don't have to go to the store, and it's fingered by 97 people, and who knows what it's sprayed with. And then the jams and everything. They're
awesome.
Sometimes when you go places, if it's not the person who did it, some people have skyrocketed prices. Some people got good prices, so you got to watch that sometimes. But it's, the hoagies, food's different. The way it's prepared is different. Just with the love and care it's life in the country is way different than life in the city. There's a whole different type of, this is what shocked me. My cousin posted the other day. Now, where we grew up and where they still live is the middle of nowhere. So they posted.
Hey, I gotta go. I got an emergency call to do. I'm so sorry.
Okay, no, you're okay.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm part of the fire company. That's why. I'm so sorry.
Okay, no, don't worry about it. Take care of your business. Thanks for being here.
All right, thank you.
All right, see ya. I'm about sick of city living. All right, we've been on here for an hour and 14 minutes. Boy, we haven't even had time to do what we wanted to do. So let's, I don't know. What is it? God, it's 4 o'clock already. Well, how about, tomorrow we got some stuff to do. We're going up north so Luke can go to Well, I could do this tank. If you guys want to hang out, watch me clean this tank. The tank is full of slimy hair algae. This is what I was gonna do before Skipper hopped in here. So I'll put the camera back on here and I'll start working on this. If you guys want to watch, if not, thank you very much for hanging out. Altitude 48. Hey, do you have any orange eye blue tigers for sale? Yes, I do. I have probably 500. I have orange eye blue tigers. I have orange eye royal blue tigers. I have orange eye yellow king kongs. We like orange eye shrimp here. I have orange eye red devils. I have orange eyed red pintos that I made. Yeah. Orange eye blue tigers, royal blue tigers, yellow king kongs. Oh, I have orange eyed caridina. So let's say it's an orange eyed black king kong that was born without the white, or anything. A red king kong that was born without the white. I have them in that tank, and I actually need to get rid of that tank. So if anybody wants those, let me know. Those will go for a good price. I don't have a ton of them left. They're cheap anyways. But yeah, we got 5 tanks of orange eyed shrimp. Yeah, the purples aren't orange eyes. Yeah. Yeah, we just sent out a really nice package to Lefty3213A. He's one of our big, he sponsors us. He buys a lot of shrimp from us. He's actually moving up in the world in grade. You know, he's in the Caridina higher grade, and we're getting calls more for higher grade Caridina shrimp than we are the Neo Caridina shrimp. So click on to see you clean you shrimp aquariums. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'll keep looking back at this chat, but let me switch the camera. I just love talking to, like Degenerate. I haven't really had a chance to have a conversation with Degenerate Fish Keeper, but, I love having conversations with people from Pennsylvania because that's where I grew up. So it's really fun. So, yeah, let me switch the camera real fast. And we'll get this All right, so here we go. It says, what are your water parameters for your orange-eyed blue tigers? I don't know, 150 to 180? Let me see. Let me see. Orange-eyed blue tigers. 164. Yeah, 164. So I remineralize everything at 150 now. I was doing 120 for a long time, but now I want to go up a little higher to 150 and all the shrimps are starting to breed way more, so it seems like that's a more comfortable number for them. So which is like a 6 GH, no KH, TDS of a pH of 6.2, right along those lines. So take out, I don't want to cover the camera up, so let me do this. Let me slide this up a little more. Put the bucket over here. All right, so we take the filter out. I haven't cleaned the filters in a while, but the filter or the air line, see how that's blown really good? What you want to do, let me get this up here. So what you want to do is also pay attention when you undo your filters or your air lines. If your filters aren't running really hard before you clean it, because there could be dust up in your valve from your air pump. It can blow dust, when it sucks the air in to blow through your system, it can get dust in there and it can clog up your pipes there. So always just, you could let this run for, I just let it hang down and let it run until I'm done. So it cleans it out. But I take the filter off, pop it off the back. See all this hair algae. I have to be careful because there are very expensive shrimps in here. And small. So what I do is when I take the filter out, I will look in the bucket and make sure there's nothing in there. I gotta get this suction cup off the back. I hate it. I cut my nails and then I can't get nothing. There it goes. All right. So what I do is I like to take the suction cups off to let them rest. So they're not stuck on the glass anymore and I get any slime off of it. My pH is 5.6, 5.7. You think that'd be, 5.6, 5.7. That's actually even better. Yeah, that'd be great. So now I'll bend you down here to the bucket. So what I do with this, I have, let me get my utensils so I can show you how we clean it. I have a special scrubber. So I have this, came in a kit from the fish store, my buddy's LFS. But this is a really hard bristle, okay? And it's just a hair bigger than the tube. So I just shake the sponges off. I pull the main off because none of this matters. I mean, you're going to wipe that down, but we can do that first. I just wipe it down, get the little bit of hair algae off of it, good to go. There's nothing in that can clog. So it's this. So if you see there's hair algae on it. So also, it's turning dark. It's like getting black. So we want to clean this up to make this sucker really fly. So what I do is I pull the pipe out of this bottom part where those perforations are around the bottom, right? And then I take my brush, get it wet, and I just stick it in the hole. I run it in and out of there to clean those perforations and where the air line comes through. So that's it. That's all you need to do. But see, over time, that stuff gets clogged up really bad, and it'll make your filter run improperly. So then, you want to clean everything. So then you take your main here, stick that in there, in and out. I do it in the water so it doesn't, flick everywhere and you get water everywhere, but it's perfectly clean. And then this spout is really dirty too. So in the water, in and out a few times. That's why I like this really hard bristle brush, because it scrubs it very well. So if there's anything on the edge, you can just hit it with the brush, get it off. And then that's about it for this part. So then I just slide this back together. What I do is I line this up, make sure my air pipe is straight. And then I just push it in and squeeze it tight. Put this back in. The other suction cup is right here. This suction cup is clean. There we go. So now we have a brand new, clean filter ready to go. So now we get to the sponges. Now you guys see how clean this water is, right? Well, let's see if these sponges might not be dirty off of this tank. Well, we'll see. They're a little dirty. But the reason the filter wasn't running very well is because the pipe was really dirty. So don't be fooled by thinking that it's the sponges, because if the pipe's not running good, your filters aren't going to do a good job, because you're not going to have that water, the air quality. Because see, a sponge filter, I'm sure everyone knows this, but if anyone out there doesn't know, I'll explain it to you. A sponge filter is ran by vacuum. So when you hook the air line here, it blows down into this area. The bubbles come up through here, and that force, the faster the bubbles come up this tube, it sucks in water here, which would in turn suck it through this sponge. So this catches all the dirt. The air shoots up here, goes down, shoots around, just keeps doing this. And the vacuum of this pulls it through these arms, which you can take off here. And you can take off, without doing that. I bet I couldn't do that twice. But this whole thing can come apart if you want to clean it. But it only goes together one way. You can only use it one way. But that's how a sponge filter, these sponge filters, all sponge filters, well, let's just say the sponge filters I grew up using, they all run on vacuum. Everything runs on vacuum. You want to make sure that your suction cups are in line, because if not, it won't stick flat to the surface. But that's it. So it creates vacuum. Now, if you don't have the proper air flowing through, because this is gummed up with algae and barely anything's coming through, these sponge filters are never going to get dirty and clean the tank, because you don't have enough stuff going through this. So that's why you have to stay on top of your cleaning, which I haven't been. I cleaned out sponges yesterday. It felt like I was squeezing a wet loaf of bread. They had so much. It had so much dirt, and I couldn't believe it. I was floored at how much that there was in there. All right. It doesn't take much. You just squeeze the crap out of them. For a few, however long. But as you see, the water is, it's pretty dirty. So that's just two sponges. You can't see the bottom. Now, I don't want to leave. Now, I could set this in here. It could go back in there. It's fine. Everything's squeezed out of it. It can sit inside of this. I'm going to go over and order some orange blue tires. Thank you for answering my questions. Anytime, sir. That's what I'm here for. You got any other questions, just let me know. So now what I'm going to do is move this to the side, because I just want to keep that sponge. I want to keep that sponge clean. Okay. Now, over here, I have tons, and I say tons of Suboxone. I don't even know what to do with it. I've been taking it to the pet store, but I feel bad asking them to buy more and more. Because most people at pet stores, they don't even know what this stuff is. We get, us within the hobby, within fish tanks and shrimp tanks and this tank and that tank, people don't know what this stuff is. So, when it shows up in a pet store, they're like, what's that? So, he buys a lot off of me, but I can't ask him to keep doing it. So anyways, we're to this part now. I have to be very careful when I'm taking this out, because there's got to be, just up here, no lie, there's got to be 100 babies, okay? Here, I'll unclip you and I'll show it to you. And now I'll clip you back up. So you guys don't think I'm pulling your leg. I don't know if that's coming in clear. There we go. Hold on. Let me hold it better. Those are all either, these are their parents. So they're boas, snowflakes, or galaxy, really high grade, but that's, wonder if I put it down here and aim it up. But this is, this tank's packed. So let me see how the lighting is there. That's not too bad. Let me, oops. All right, we'll try that. So what I want to do, now here's the thing, is this a washer tank? I could care less. I could throw this away. I have so much that does not have hair algae in it, but we're going to see. So what I want to do is come in here and I want to break the subwasher tank up in small pieces, like small little baseballs or golf balls. And then I just want to, roll it around in my hands a little bit until there's nothing in there. Set it in the bucket. Now there's water in the bucket. It's Caradina water, from the moss I just took out. So there's water in there in case I was to miss one. But here's the thing is, no matter what, you can't, I can't just sit back and go, well, I'm not going to clean the tank because there's babies. I mean, this tank doesn't stop having babies. Should I do this? At times you would say no, but I mean, for the health of all the shrimp, I need to do it. I mean, none's dying, none whatsoever. But when the whole tank is so severe in algae, I can't, I can't enjoy it because I can't even see into it except the amount of babies. And then once I do this, I'll show you the tank that has some of the babies. I had pulled out 50 of them, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and they're growing out in the 5-gallon. Well, I took the 5-gallon down. We'll use it for another project, but right now, see, there's one in the slime. You got to pull it out slow because if you pull it out real fast, it can capture the shrimp. And that's what we don't want to do. So you just got to make sure that everything you do, that it's empty. And then, of course, put it in water so that, if there's something in there, it can get out and you'll find it. But now I cannot do to this tank what I did to the others. It is totally impossible. More or less, I'm just going to clean. I'm going to scrape the walls of algae. And look at all these babies. Jesus. And then I'm going to vacuum it with not the substrate, but just the water. I'm going to do a water change, but I'll use the hose and go through and capture as much as I can, as it floats around. Because a lot of times I'll use a net, and I just run a net in there to catch the algae, and then I can do a water change. But when I net it, then I have to make sure that there's no shrimplets, in the net when I roll it around and capture all the algae. So it's just, the tank has just gotten so bad. It's it's really hard to hold on to it when it's in dire straits like this. So, okay, what we'll do now is get our scraper, and the scraper isn't to. I mean, I'm not getting the scraper to scrape the glass for like it's it needs clean. It's just the algae grows these little bits on the glass, and that's how it sticks to it. So more or less, you're just sliding up and down the glass, just to knock off those little nodules, and the algae lets go. I do it with my hand, just with the palm of my hand, and that seems to work really good. But sometimes I miss. So with this, I'm able to go up and down. Now, I don't like using my hand too much because then the tank will start to slosh, and I don't like to slosh the tank. I don't mind coming in here and working with shrimp. I don't think it has an issue, but I do think that the sloshing, the banging around of the tank, inside, making them slosh around, I think that is, probably the most stressful part. But see, I'm not scrubbing. I'm just trying to make sure that I overlap each time I come up and down, so I get all the hair algae. But the thing is all these babies love the hair algae. So you just have to be super, super careful. Because, losing one of these shrimp, it's no bueno. But the reason that I want to do this is because I can't visually take care of the tank properly because I can't see. I can't see in the back. I can't see what's going on. If a shrimp was to die, I can't tell. I don't know. So doing this, helps in that aspect because I'm able to get a better understanding of how things are going. Now I'll probably get the net, but yeah, all that Sawashitan is going to go in the trash. Where's my little nets? It's just I have so much of it. It's just I sell it, but I don't like to sell it with hair algae in it at all. But you can get hair algae out of it. You can use. I'm going to show you how I get rid of it. It's pretty sweet, but you can do the same. There's a little baby. You can do the same. Come on, let go. There you go. See, I do it with the net, catching it all, because if I use the siphon hose, I won't be able to stop fast enough, and the babies will just get sucked up into the siphon hose. See, they're all at the bottom now, pretty much. What causes this, I seem to notice, is decay. Now, the Sawashitan, as you see, I just pull out, it's all green, but the bottom of it, the very bottom of it, the light doesn't hit it as well. So there's, times where it starts to brown up and die because the light's not getting to the bottom of it. That's why I always say spin your Sawashitan, spin your moss, rotate it, move it around. But here's the bad thing. The more you rotate it, move it around, the faster it grows. And then the faster it grows, then you have so much that you can't rotate it and spin it because it just took over the whole tank. So now there's going to be areas that you can't get. Look, these guys don't even let go. So you want to manually remove. You want to manually remove as much as you can. Now here's where the other thing comes in. Now look at that tank already is getting so clean. You use that scrubber for your sponge, right? And what you do is you just take it through in areas where there's hair algae, where it's in, if it's in the substrate, you just pick it up, roll it. The substrate will fall off. Any shrimps that touch it will come off. They don't want to be on it. But it's the easiest way to do it so you're not destroying your, anything that you have set up in the tank. But we'll roll it around the back. Just see what we get. I'm not going to get too much, but because it's pretty much pretty good. As you see, there's not very much here at all, so we'll just clean that off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to siphon water out. And the reason that you clean first is because look at everything that's floating around in the tank now that I can siphon up. If I siphon first, I can't get any of this stuff. Now, see, I want to stir it. I want to stir it so it'll get all the gunk. But I don't want that gunk just settling down everywhere, and getting all over. See, I see it's like sticking to the glass or something. So you just want to go around, get what you can. Try to get the stuff that's floating. You want to get as much out of the water column as possible. It's a good time to suck up any snail shells, if anything died, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we're about 45%, which is where I like to do it. When they're real nasty like that, I like to give them a good water change. And now you guys will see, when I put it back, it's pretty darn slow. Get this out of here. All right, so now I bring my hose over, my water line that I have. Remember, you guys, I have this run over to my laundry room where I prepare my water. Let me go turn it on real fast. Shoot, I'll sell some washer tan to anybody. Yeah, I sell Suboxertan. I sell moss, Christmas moss. I sell everything. It's just, I don't, that's what I'm saying is, people don't know the website stuff, DetroitShrimpAquatics.com. They don't know to come or even ask for it. But I have so much mosses and stuff. It's crazy. Ooh. Ooh. Pete's Tea Rehab Monster. So, okay, so since we're back, we're hitting it. We're going to come over and get the sponge again. Squeeze out the sponge filter, squeeze out the sponges, and we're going to get this bad boy in here. Now, we're good and clean on this. The airline's been purging for quite a while. Get it back on here. Then what we can do is sink it down until it starts to fill. There we go. So that tank just went from I couldn't see in it to crystal clear. And you probably won't notice, but I have the gaps in between the tanks now because I took the 5 gallon away. So now I can wipe the glass down, water drops, keep my system nicer and cleaner. Gaps between the tanks are really nice, because you can wipe it down. I actually have something that I stick back there to wipe it down. It comes with like glass cleaners and stuff. But let me move this arm and see if I can set it up a little better. Give me 2 seconds. Get you guys a better look at the tank. Scoot it over here. Now that I'm done, I won't be standing in front of it. Skipper says false alarm. He didn't have to go shoot nobody. I'm glad Skipper came on. He's good people. He's good people. Oops. All right. Now, does that look terrible? Oh, no, it don't look too bad. Thank you, Patrick Hardy. So that's how we do it. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, I'm redoing everything to make it so it's easier for us to take care of all this stuff. So, but yeah, I don't even know how many shrimps right there. See if I can get you closer without chewing up the picture too bad. Making it look crappy. Check that out. How's that looking? It's not too bad. I know it's not crystal clear, but so we kick this up a little bit. I want you guys to see. So that filter's running. I mean, it's running. That filter's banging. Let me see if I can let me do this. That filter's going fast. So see, I have an Elite 60 pumping 31 tanks. But that thing, it's got enough enough push to push these no problem at, full tilt, full speed ahead. So, so that's how I go about cleaning the tanks. I've learned a lot, what to do, what not to do. So if you see me doing something and, you start to cringe a little bit and go, oh, I mean, I've done it. I don't know how many times. I'll hook up the extension cord. Hold on. And I'll show you the tank I did yesterday. And you guys will be able to see. Now the tank I'm going to show you, I literally drained it. There's no water in it, no nothing. And it's 2 tanks of substrate. So it's fluval stratum, and it's the other stuff that I use. I think it's what is it, Siphon or whatever, the black humate. So there's 2 tanks of 2 different substrates in it. And what I did is I took it into the laundry room in the tub and I rinsed it out. Hold on. I'm plug and then plug back in. Okay. So I rinsed it out, to get all that poop and crap and gunk out of it and everything, stuff that's really hard to get out. Most of the time you can't get it out. And, you just got to do something about it. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get you real close to this tank so you guys can see the beautiful shrimps in here. Oops. There we go. How that looks over there. Let me do this. Take that back to the original color. Bump this closer. So yeah, we'll try that for a minute. So there you go. I mean, I don't even know, there's a couple hundred, if not more, shrimps in here. Started out with boas, snowflake, and I think there was a couple, really high grade galaxy snowflake, the parents coming in here. This one's blue, like a metallic. Little face on this one, little spots on this one. This one's blue. This one is white and blue. But the babies are just everywhere. The parents, more parents back there. But I have so many. They're pregnant. They're not stopping. So I don't want to mess with them. Taking out all that slime is one way that I can help them, because if you watch a shrimp and they get caught in that slimy hair algae, they really pull. They pull to get out. It looks like it's pretty strenuous, and it's just like, oh man. So cleaning this out helps me see how healthy they are, if the babies are living, just all the basics that you need to know if you're gonna keep shrimp. Not just breed them, but make sure that the ones that are being born are staying alive. Because I don't care if a shrimp costs $1, $2 to $250. You don't want the babies to die, because guess what? The parents only live to a year and a half, year, year to 2 years max, 2 years max. So a year, get to a year, you're good. You get to a year and a half, year and 3/4, you did great. But I mean, once the parents die, you want their, their genes to continue, their offsprings to live, everything to be around for a long, long time. So you don't want to just say, well, whatever's whatever, because, I got my money's worth. So being able to stay on top of their health is like the biggest thing. Excuse me. You gotta know a shrimp's health. Now, that's what I'm saying in a tank like that. Well, if you have a tank where you can't see shrimp because it's heavily planted and it's beautiful and all that stuff, well, yeah, okay, big deal. Who cares? There's, I'm sure they're totally fine. But as you just saw, this tank starting out was disgusting. I don't like keeping my tanks like that, but that's why, I came to this decision that I needed to shrink the shrimp room down, because with my schedule that I'm going to start to have, I won't be able to take care of them properly and keep up on the maintenance. So I need to condense and consolidate a bunch of them. So, I don't have that problem. Easy peasy. Just instead of Black King Kongs having, let's say, babies that are extreme Black King Kongs, you're like, oh, I got to start a tank of just extreme Black King Kongs now. No, just leave them all together. They won't hurt anything, and they'll breed just as fine. If you're looking for a place to throw some of that, you can throw it in my orange and blue tigers. Okay. Hey, I don't have a problem with it, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's got. So let me go to that, and I'll show you guys. Let me show you this tank over here, so you guys can see and understand that you have to be careful with shrimp, but you don't have to bite your nails. Okay. So what I'll do, I'm going to scoot you over to the tank that I just put together yesterday with those shrimp that you're looking at now, but they're the ones that I pulled out about 3 weeks ago, and I'll feed them so you guys can see them. But look how pretty this tank is. I have a whole nother light on it, the one off of my Sulawesi tank. Let me back this up real quick. My Sulawesi tank lights on it because, I cut my lights down to save on money. So I got rid of a bunch of them. So this tank here, as pretty as this is, look, there's no hair algae. So wash the tank, looks incredible. Everything looks great. Look at all those shrimpies in there. Look how clean that substrate is. Now the glass just needs wiped down. I haven't got to that, but I'll show you. You see them, the water streaks on the side. I can take this towel in here now that I put the space back in between the tanks, now I can clean my tanks properly. I don't know how clean this will get it because I don't have it. It's just a towel, but it needs more at the bottom. But so there you go. A bunch of it's cleaned off. They clean the other side. You see what I mean. So these are the babies of those those parents over there. So the boas, the snowflakes, so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a piece of food. Now I did this yesterday. Literally, this tank was sitting. This tank was empty, cleaned out, rinsed out and empty. So what I did is I took 2 tanks that had the Caridina substrate in it, dumped them both in here, and took it to the tub, rinsed it out probably 10 times, got all the gunk out of it, And then, oh no, this tank wasn't clean. This tank was one that I had just taken apart. It had substrate in it because it still had I knew I was going to do this, so it had the algae growing on the glass. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure, because if you just put them in there, they could die because, they got to catch up on everything. So look, you put one little piece of food in there. As I said, I did this yesterday. And I just want to show you that this can be done and you don't have to be scared. Dobo, welcome. The thing is I've made the mistakes so you don't have to make them. Gabe's Aquatics, what's up? So that's the whole thing. The whole reason I started this channel was, I want to bring, the shrimp life to people so they enjoy it. But I want to be able to teach and show people, that it's fun. Well, if I don't make the mistakes and I'm like, hey, try this, and you make mistakes, and you're going to be like, this guy's an a-hole. So I try to do everything first. Can I do a big, huge water change? Can I take all the substrate out? Can I do this? Can I do that? And it's up to me to make those, choices and decisions. And then if it works, come to you guys and say, hey, look, it worked. This is great. Everybody's healthy. Good to go. So that's what I did with this tank. I think there's 49 or 50 shrimp in here. They're all close to the exact same size. I pulled them out of that tank, like I said, maybe 3 weeks ago. And put them in there to grow out so I could start to classify them, to where they go and prices and stuff like that. So can you guys see that? Is that good and visible? Can you show your hard water shrimps? If not, I understand. Yes, I can show my hard water shrimps. So see, look at all those. Those are just killing it. Now, here's the thing. When you do what I just did and take all that stuff out of the tank, and you move stuff around and you clean and, and the filter's kicking it now and blowing stuff around, believe me, there's so much food in there now, those shrimps don't need any food. I did it yesterday. These guys put the tank back together, and it took about 45 minutes, let's say an hour, to be crystal clear. Well, there's food all over the substrate now from being rinsed out, washed out. There's stuff that they're picking at. And they're not maybe as hungry and starving like they are every day because, everything seeps into the substrate. So now, they could go a few days without having to eat due to the fact that, there's so much stuff in the substrate. I don't know what to really show you. I got everything in front of my Neo tanks right now. So I got the table all in front of all those tanks there. Well, these tanks over here, but filter's not running. I got to clean the filters over there. Let's try that next. How about we do that next time? Well, I'll have more room. wasn't prepared to show any of those today. I was just prepared to do cleaning on the tank and show you guys that. Oh, and also, for any discus lovers, we used to breed discus here at Detroit Shrimp. And then we, for a while, stopped breeding discus. We're not breeding discus again, but we bought discus. So we now have in our 125, we have 6 discus in the 125. Doing really good. I got some 4 of them are Hans discus, German Hans, and 2 of them are from a special breeder that my buddy deals with, and they're gorgeous blue. So, I mean, I jumped on them quick, and even the people in the store were like, man, did he just buy the last blue ones? Yes, I did. But again, it was all done with store credit. I didn't pay a penny. It was all just store credit. So that's what I try to teach and let everybody know. Hey, buy everything you can, but try to do it all on store credit. Try to sell everything you got. Don't try not to have to spend out of your own pocket too much. Breed stuff. Grow mosses, grow plants. Stores love to buy homebred plants because then they don't have to worry about them most of the time coming in with stuff and being sick and all that. You can just go in there and but don't let them walk on you and just give you a bunch of crap, Tell them how much you want or ask for a certain price and be like, hey, look, it's store credit. I'm not asking, for full price, but I want more than 1/3. Because that's basically what stores are going to offer you is 1/3. Because they, but with plants, like I say, you just got to kind of put your foot down and tell them it's going to be this way, and that's it. So hold on, I'm just feeding. I got a lot of this damn stuff I gotta get out of the tanks. Oh yeah, I got pearl weed growing. I used to have a lot of pearl. Oh man, a lot of my Neocaridina tanks aren't. The sponges are barely running. I have to get through there and clean them out real fast after I do this stream. So, which I'll be getting off here in a second. So now we'll come back to the tank I just cleaned. Show you a little bit more of that. I fed them. Excuse me. I usually don't feed this quick, but I thought, oh, what the hell? I'll show you guys, how happy they are. Even though I just disturbed their tank, but did it really slow. It took my time. Yeah, it's the discus breeding stuff. Yeah, it's there's too many, Jack Watley and everybody, they're you really can't beat them guys. Uh it's yeah, it used to be the thing. Now it's just if you breed discus and you get babies, hey, guess what? I got a bunch of discus babies. Then you could take them to the pet store and you know I get 35 bucks a piece or 25 bucks a piece. Depends on where, whose discus they are, who they bred with. But uh, I don't know. I have a huge addiction to discus. So we have 6 now. My two breeding, the pair of super red Severums, a Waru, Buds Corridoras, Plecos coming out of my ears, 333s, albino bristlenose everywhere. What else is in there? Some blue rice fish. Just a bunch of cool stuff. But yeah, that's what's in that tank with the discus. So, but we kept swapping out cichlids because it just weren't getting along, or they start to argue with food. So I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. Let's just get something in here that's I don't know, discus fight too, but I think it's cool. They bump and run, and I don't know. I just love discus. So, but I'll do a video on that too. Yeah, Warus. I have one left. I had 2, but when we were breaking down the numbers in that tank to bring other stuff, because see, we started breaking down numbers because the super red Severum stopped breeding, and we think that they stopped breeding because we took the babies away. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, they kept eating their eggs. So the one time that they didn't, they turned into fry. They turned into wrigglers. So I hurried up, reached in there, grabbed it, stuck it in a 5-gallon shrimp tank, and they grew up. And then it seemed like they were sad. So when they grew up big enough, I stuck them all back in there. I grew them up to about the size of silver dollars, maybe a little bigger. Yeah, probably bigger. And then I started selling them to the store. And, they just haven't. If they lay eggs, they eat them immediately. So that's what I'm trying to get away from. I'm just waiting for them to finally lay eggs to where, I can see it, and we can go from there. So. But okay, everyone. I think we're going to end it here. I have a lot of stuff I got to get to. It's going to be a busy day. So I want to thank everyone for coming and hanging out. You guys are incredible. Everyone, yeah. I can't say it enough because it's just the truth. We're almost to 700 subscribers. I mean, it's incredible. We keep turning the corner every day. It's nice to get, somebody who's mostly does shrimp, get them up at the top, with all the fishy peoples, but put my time in, I'm getting there. I'm having a blast. But I'm doing what I need to do to keep it super fun. So I don't get burnt out on water changes. That's the thing. So that's why I dropped down to shrimp tanks some, but I'm not I dropped down shrimp tanks, but I'm bringing in fish. So I'm bringing in, shellies and stuff like that. So we're going to have fish available too here real soon once they start breeding. But we're going to have really good prices and all that. You're not going to be able to beat our prices. But, so I'm just making it so it's, so I'm able to handle it better. So that's all that's going on here. We're not getting rid of anything, but we're just consolidating. And that's it. So, yeah, if anybody needs anything, let us know. Go on the website, DetroitShrimpAquatics.com. If it won't let you send an order, just go down to the bottom and send me a message. It comes straight to my phone, and I'll take care of it. We'll hook you up immediately, get you going, and we'll get the package out to you Monday morning. So if anybody needs anything, please let me know. And like I said, tons of suboxetane with no hair algae in it. I mean, mint condition suboxetane. We have hookerus moss, big plants of hookerus moss. And that's a very rare plant. If you look it up, you can buy it's like 13 fronds, little 1-inch pieces for like $32. We'll hook you up better than that. Jellyfish, it's good to know your limit. I didn't have a limit before, but now that I'm going back to work, there's got to be a limit. So, so none of the animals suffer. None of the animals go without a water change or go out with this or that. Everyone's getting what they're supposed to get, and everyone stays super healthy and super happy. So, but yeah, anyways, like I was saying, just want to say thanks to all the subscribers. You guys are doing great, supporting us all the time, coming on here and hanging out with us. I mean, that's the most incredible thing in the world. I mean, donations and stuff are great. They help with everything that we do. We don't ask for them. But when they do come through, know that they are used on the shrimp room. The stuff that I do is all because of what you guys do for us. So, again, I want to say thanks for everything. If you need anything, let us know. I got a lot of extras of everything. So, we could take care of you, hook you up, and make your day shrimpily happy. So, but until then, beautiful day out, except the rain and the humidity, but still you got to smile. So everyone from Detroit, please take care. Like I say, still wear your mask. Stay healthy. We got the bug going around over here, sniffles, coughs, stuff like that. It is what it is. But may all your days be happy from here on out. And we hope to talk to you again soon. And I don't know who's streaming right now, but hopefully there is somebody so I can click onto their stuff. Hopefully it's like Skipper or somebody. But all right, I just want to say thanks. Thanks to my moderators in the chat. Thanks to my subscribers in the chat. Because without you, we just wouldn't be us. So that's the Catahoulous. You have a great weekend too. Oh yeah, today's Friday, bitches. So everyone have a beautiful weekend. Games Aquatics, all the best. Thank you very much. And to you guys too. So until next time, stay shrimpy. And remember, when you do your water changes, gosh, spit don't swallow, because that water tastes like shit.